Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This episode, oh God, what is it? 155.
58. I think it's 158.
150. Well,
158.
Four.
hey, you know what?
Tom, easy.
Presented by Parlay Rum. I love Parlay. You love Parlay. Parlay is the rum for whiskey drinkers. Go to your local Binny's, whatever, wherever you get your liquor, ask about Parlay, grab some, try it, send us a photo, send us a story. It's early, okay? It's early. We're recording. It's 9:40 now. It was supposed to be 30, technical difficulties. It's 9:40 something Central. It's 10:40 something Eastern, where all these guys are. Zach doesn't have a mic. Okay, he threw it. He threw it in the.
Didn't throw it.
Where'd you throw it? Did you throw it in a body of water? You throw it in the toilet?
I actually wrapped it around t-shirts too. And it just won't plug. It just blinks. We went over this. It just blinks.
No, we believe you. We believe you.
Yeah, for sure, man. You did nothing wrong. There's no way it's user error. No way.
I'd like to say I just made my coffee. It's right here. Okay. About to have my first sip. And Tom's going to tell us about a Parlay story, because we've been waiting for some Parlay stories. Guess what? We got a couple. Tom's going to tell us one.
This is from Shelby Lyon. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. She said, Parlay story for the pod. My friend and I were taking our annual baseball trip last year and stopped at Binny's for her to get a bottle of Parlay, even though she doesn't really drink. We spent 2 days watching Dakota play in St. Paul before heading to watch the Tigers at the Twins. On our last night before heading back to Michigan, she tried the Parlay, and I jokingly mentioned us making a detour to go to Des Moines and try and catch Zach and Dakota playing against each other. My friend, who always has things planned out and never does anything impulsively, then told me she had found a hotel room and got us tickets. The next morning, we were on our way to Iowa, and it was all because of Parlay.
Quick 30, your flashlight's on.
Oh, I
We're
appreciate
just going
that.
to make sure we save that phone battery.
Just helping you
Tom.
out, just trying to help your battery.
Yeah. That's a great story, huh? It's a great Parlay story.
Coming to watch me and Zach. I mean, wonder what Zach did in his at bat.
All thanks to Parlay.
got
A
hit
couple
by
of
a
sips
pitch.
of Parlay. They're coming to see the boys play.
Either got hit or he got out. No in between.
Keep sending in your Parlay stories. We want to hear them. We want to share them on the pod. There's a Bleacher Jeff has a new Parlay chant that he's working on, and I got to remember how it goes. It's a little early right this second, but I'll remember it by the end. By the end of the pod, I'll remember it. Can I just say that I have a Masters hat on? You know why? It's because my
Why?
good friend and your good friend of the pod, Jan Gomes, we had a Thursday off day. He took a little detour from Cincy, went to the Masters, walked with his buddy Scott Stallings, because they're boys.
Oh, that's me. Scott Stallings must hate Jan Gomes because he played horrible Thursday and then played great after that.
No, he was like 1 or 2 under.
No, not on Thursday. I remember looking. He was like 3 or 4 over. I'm almost positive.
Well, why don't you check that before you
No.
slander Jan Gomes' name?
I'm saying he played terrible Thursday, but then really good after.
I
that.
don't think
I'm
that's
pretty sure.
accurate. I don't think that's accurate. I think he actually played good Thursday.
I'm gonna look
But
it up.
regardless,
I'm gonna get you an answer.
Jan came back with his hat for me. It was very nice of him. Got me some ball markers. So I'm
Didn't he
repping the
say
hat.
that's a thank you for letting him on the pod, right? Is that what he said? That was a gift.
That's exactly what he said.
That's what I thought.
Scott Stallings fired an opening round 70 on day one. So
2 under.
Nope,
Uh-huh.
can't be right.
What'd you guys think of the Masters? We got to talk about a time you could take it out later. Okay. Just got to talk about it.
That's what it was. On Friday, he started 4 over through 7. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, so you know what? That
I
happens.
can only carry this pod so far by myself. So I'm going to ask you another question.
Sorry,
Yes,
I
sir.
was
What
was
did you
looking.
think
I
of
was
the Masters?
I was disappointed because
I
it
came
was
in-
it was a boring Sunday, to be honest with you. It was over. Like it was never even a competition on Sunday.
What do you mean? Didn't Brooks shit down his leg?
I mean, within 3 holes, Rahm had the lead and it was over. Like it was never close again. Like after that, I was never like, oh, Brooks is going to come back. Like he didn't look good.
Brooks is only good for 4-hole events anymore. That's it.
Oh, Tom, low hanging fruit. I knew it.
I got to watch all day Thursday because we had an off day, which was really an epic day for me. Just sit down and watch the first round of the Masters. And Tiger played, well enough to still be in it. There was some fun golf out there. The weather was still good. I watched some throughout the week. I didn't get to watch a ton. After on Sunday, we went out to play our game, and they had just finished the first. They'd finished the third round.
Mhm.
We went out to play, and there wasn't like great coverage, and we were getting ready. And then I come back in, and the leaderboard's all shook up, and I got Phil at 7 deep. I got Spieth at 7 deep. Like, what's happening? What's happening?
Phil and Spieth had insane fourth rounds. I think Phil shot a 65 and Spieth shot a 66, and they were paired together too. Those had to be the two lowest scores of the day. I want to say they were
Probably close. What a day. What a day. And what's our guy?
I saw a stat earlier. It said the Masters drew 16.3 million viewers on CBS for its third and final rounds on Sunday. The final round was the most watched golf broadcast on any network in 5 years.
Can I ask some? I gotta ask some. If you're the low am in the Masters and you're going into Sunday or whenever Saturday, and you're
he was the only one that made the cut, by the way. The only amateur that made the cut.
Yeah, you're in the top 5 and you're like, why would you ever in an interview say,
yeah,
of course, isn't that hard?
Can't happen.
The other course I played was hard. Why would you say it? Even if you think it, just don't say it. Because the golf gods.
I saw that and I thought back to Bryson when he said it was
par 67.
Par 67, and Bryson shot like 8 over and missed the cut this year. I'm like, that's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you say that's like Ian? That's like whoever's pitching today against you. Like, oh, this guy, I always hit well off this guy. He stinks. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Why would you ever say that?
Mean, you just don't say it. You just don't say the thing. Somebody get that guy. Just talk. Somebody talk to him and say, you're out there trying really hard. Happy to be there. Just keep playing good golf.
He did still play pretty good. Like, he kind of struggled the third and fourth rounds, but he did still play like decent. But after he said that, I was like, here comes some over pars. Like, there's no way you're shooting under par again.
No, and like you said, even if you believe it, just keep it to you and your caddy. All good.
But I don't think he meant it like.
No, I agree. Right.
Yeah, he didn't mean it in a way of.
He didn't mean it disrespectfully.
No. But it's just one of those comments you don't say.
You can't say it. Zach, how was Omaha?
Dude, it was cold. It was cold I wore a long sleeve and like a thermal for every day except for one. Long series.
But you hit a couple homers.
I did.
Backside homer, poolside homer.
The one the other day was kind of funny. It was off the end of the bat. It was wind aided, and I like threw my bat kind of in disgust, and I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" Because I missed 2 earlier in the game too, kind of the same miss, and I'm like, "What are we doing?" Like, the ball traveled just a little bit, and you won't be as mad.
Stats? Did you get stats on it?
Did you big league Nico?
No, why?
Yeah, you did. You big league.
You did big league Nico. That's tough.
Instagram. And Tuck.
That's tough because he tagged you and said, "Is that a bat flip or a just missed it angry toss?" And I was going to comment back, but it wasn't about me. I was like, "Well, that's definitely an angry toss."
Me too. Yeah. I just liked it.
I didn't say anything, but I was like, and then I was waiting for Zach to respond. He never did, and I was like, "Poor Nico."
You tell me what the metrics
you know what? I liked it, but I didn't think anything that I was going to say would have sounded not like me not being a dick. So I just said, I was like, you know what? I'll just like the message.
He asked you a question and you just
but it was like,
man.
like I was pissed off. I didn't hit it harder. Like, I don't know. It just sounds douchey.
I think he was genuinely asking, like, was that supposed to be like a bat flip or were you pissed?
No,
you thought you missed it?
I mean, no. That's not a bat flip.
45 degrees at 95.6.
Yes.
That's Omaha for you. It blows out every single day. I've never played there and it hasn't been blowing straight out.
I had one. Ian, I had one at like 98 or 99 at like 36 was an out. Is that
the other way? The other way or poolside?
Other way.
The other way was 97.5 at 33.
Is that an out?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it was like into the wind and it got to the track and everybody was like, "Oh man, any other day." But I was like, I don't think I got that.
You know what makes me laugh? And this, I don't know if Zach saw it or not, but it just makes me laugh when I see these people. Is I tweeted that because I'm going to keep updating your guys' home runs every single time. So don't hit too many or I'll be tweeting a lot. Is like when people respond and they're like, he's awful. Like, this guy stinks. That's why he's not in the big leagues. I'm like, do you feel good? Like, do you feel good you said that? Like, do you feel better now? Like, you tore him down a little bit. Like, they responded to the tweet saying stuff like that. And I was like, why? Why are you saying that?
They're all out
makes
there.
just
They're
makes
all
you
out
hate
there.
people.
No,
Can't
I
do
know,
it-
but
can't do
I
anything
literally
right.
saw it and I laughed. I'm like, you're a loser. Like, you're sitting at home and you're tweeting this. Like, shut up.
Yep. It's great. Like if you watch any game on TV and like say somebody strikes out, somebody misses a shot, somebody makes an error, like whatever it is, if you look up their name, it's getting tarnished for
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
Last
Crushed.
year I went to when Judge was obviously unbelievable and he was trying to hit the 61st home run and he had that stretch where he didn't hit a homer for like 10 days and the people behind me were like, he's kind of lost it. He kind of stinks now. He's not good anymore. And it's like we're talking about Aaron Judge, the presumptive AL MVP. He's had like a week and a half without a homer, so he sucks now. Like people just are reactionary. They just think unless you're in that moment, you suck. So I mean,
they love like people responding. Like what we're doing right now, they love that.
Well, I mean, I doubt that person listens to this episode if he's talking shit on you and saying you stink. Like I don't think he's listening to us then.
No, I'm saying like,
but if he is, don't want him listening.
No, I turn it off.
You're gone.
Well, subscribe first, but then turn it off.
Get
our numbers up.
Ian, how are the new lights?
Dude.
Ooh.
Thanks for bringing that up. I would have forgot. The new lights are epic. Epic. Yeah. It's going to add a whole 2 points to my batting average. It's unbelievable.
Are you being sarcastic or are you being serious?
No. Seriously, they're really good.
Okay. I couldn't tell if you were like messing with us.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, they kind of turned them on in BP and there was bad shadows. And I was like, these things aren't going to be any better. And then we get to the game. It's like the fourth inning. I have a bat against Castillo and I'm looking out there and I'm like, it's so bright. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to see the ball so much better at night here. Me and Nico were talking about it. Like you just didn't see it that well at night at Wrigley. It was so dark. And in the outfield, it was always really hard because there's no lights behind and everything is so dark. It's really nice. It's really nice to have a bright stadium and be able to see the ball. I saw it so well. I swung early on a fastball.
I sent that tweet last week. I think it was after we recorded of Fenway. And I'm imagining that's the same as it is at Wrigley. Like it was insane, the difference.
Both places have like a very distinct look on TV where it's like, oh wow, that's dark. Yeah. And Dakota, that tweet that you sent, the side by side is like, if you just saw the new one, you would think like, oh, that has a chance to be a day game. Like that's how bright it was. And like watching last night, I tuned into the Cubs game and I was like, oh wow, I didn't know they got new lights. Like that is sick.
Dude, they're really nice. The one thing though, and I'm just gonna say this before it happens, and I don't know.
I know exactly. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Wrigley Field's a special place. And I'm really, really hoping that they don't go like crazy. We didn't have a homer last night. I don't want like a crazy light show on a homer. I don't want the blinking lights.
I'm going to be honest.
I don't want it flashing at Wrigley. Wrigley, I don't know. I don't think the people will like it at Wrigley. I
think it's sick.
After the walk-off, they did the crazy lights.
Yeah. So they're doing it for a homer.
Dude, if they do it for a homer, I don't know.
Tom's with me. I think it's awesome. I don't know why. I just think it's cool.
I think there's places it makes sense. They don't do it at Yankee Stadium.
They do it at Yankee Stadium. It's cool.
Yeah, they do.
All the new lights, like the new whatever they're called, it like the whatever, they all have like that light show now.
Yeah. We did it in Iowa. Remember, Zach? We do it in Iowa.
So that's what I was going to say, Ian. I thought you were going somewhere else. Like the new lights, though they're great, but they point kind of like pretty down.
Yeah.
And like twilight for a few innings is tough. Like once it goes up.
There was a ball that went up yesterday that Dansby caught. Me and Belly were like, didn't see it.
Yeah, like it's weird because it's funny. The grounds crew guy in Toledo last year asked me, like, hey, what do you guys have on the new, like the lights in Iowa, Columbus, and like everywhere else? And they were like, we're like, oh, they're great at night, but from third to the fifth inning, it's tough. Like any pop up, like you are getting a double.
Because they
It's
do
hard.
point like legit straight down, like
Down.
on
It's
the
just
field.
like-
So like
yeah.
once the ball goes above the lights, it's gone. Like you
It's
see
nice.
nothing.
Yeah. It's nice because when you're playing a corner outfield spot, the like line drive that would normally be like in the middle of a light tower, it doesn't feel as much like it's like you can see it a little bit better as it goes through because the lights aren't pointed like directly out. But you're right. And especially because Wrigley isn't as large as some other stadiums. Like once it gets above the lights, it's kind
Yeah.
of gone forever.
Yeah.
And then comes I seriously that one that Dancy caught, I was like, it went up and I was like, nope, no idea where that is. So
Yeah.
that's
And
good.
There's no worse feeling as an outfielder
Oh,
either.
no
You're
worse
like, well, hopefully that's not at me because I don't
That
see
was
it.
Dakota.
Hopefully this doesn't
Remember
hit me in
in
the
Iowa
face.
last year? I'm standing out there and I'm just like,
We tweeted that clip. I think we tweeted the
got
clip.
no
Zach
clue,
was literally
guys.
like,
Got no clue.
where is it?
No clue.
Guys, you've heard me say this. Baseball season is in full swing, and whether you're rooting for the home team or betting on your favorite player, DraftKings Sportsbook has got you covered for all this season's action. Right now, new customers can place a $5 pregame moneyline bet and get $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Plus, everyone can hit one out of the park with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Boost your winnings with each leg. You add up to 100%. Last night, I told the guys we had a happy hour at the office. We were watching a lot of baseball. There was some betting going on. A lot of people using the DraftKings Sportsbook. Somebody won a bet that was they bet somebody in the Yankee game was going to hit a ball in play for an out.
No, but that's electric. That's electric if it's true.
The odds were good on. Let's put it this way: the odds were good on. I didn't place the bet, so I don't know what the odds were. But we went fucking ape shit when the ball was hood in play for an out because it was really cool because that's a very you didn't expect it to happen. So you want to do that. You want to have that moment with your friends. You got to use the DraftKings Sportsbook. Join the big league action now on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app and sign up with the code COMPOUND. New customers can bet just $5 on any pregame money line and get $150 in bonus bets if their team wins. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook with promo COMPOUND.
Ian,
Yes,
did you see the O'Neal Cruz play?
I did.
What are your thoughts on it?
You hate to see somebody get hurt, especially an exciting, not especially, you hate to see anybody get hurt, but for the Pirates, that's exciting young player who's hitting at the top of their lineup. They had some momentum. They were playing some good baseball. Excited to have Kutch back. Brian Reynolds is trying to hit 100 homers this year. And, when he goes down,
He is trying.
when he goes down, that's really tough for the team. I think like as far as the play, it's hard because like you have a
I
play
didn't
like
think
that.
it was late.
Well, you're trying to score, and so you have the play, and you're trying to figure out a way to get in there. I think like he probably wanted to slide, then ended up staying up, and then went down. It's kind of awkward. This is going to sound bad. Let me say something that's going to sound bad, just as far as like if you're trying to play 162, and you got to be out there and you got to be available. There's some plays where like playing hard is awesome, but like also you gotta avoid some contact and slide around it. You're still trying to be safe, but like you have to stay out there and stay available, and you have to pick your spots when to get like super, super aggressive.
What did you think of the reaction of the White Sox?
Surprised. I mean,
I thought
know,
I thought it was a huge overreaction.
just like sometimes in the moment, I think things feel worse than they are when you watch it back.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to the reaction?
I didn't think it was a late slide at all. I didn't think Zavala blocked the play. I thought it was just a play like you said, Cruz was in between, like, should I slide? Should I not slide? And he like ended up sliding, but I didn't think it was like a terribly late slide, and he didn't go spikes up into Sebi or his legs. Like, I didn't think it was worthy of benches clearing at all. And like you said, it sucks Cruz got hurt, but I didn't see an issue with the play. Like, I didn't think it was dirty by any means.
Yeah, he was just mad that like he went in late, and then the Pirates got mad because Sabala said something
Yeah.
to Cruz like when he was on the ground, and Carlos Santana's like, bro, this dude's like rolling around. What the fuck?
Yeah. But did you think it was late, Zach?
I don't know. I didn't look at it too much. I didn't want to see his ankle.
It didn't like dang. It wasn't like gross or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the overhead view. Like, it was just awkward. Like what Ian said, it was kind of like he was indecisive. And then anytime you especially in today's game where like you're so protected, like if there's like any contact anywhere, it's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You know, it's just kind of where the game's at. And I think, I think I didn't listen to Sabal. Like, did he say anything post game? I didn't see anything.
They said how they thought it was late, and my thing was, even if it was late, like he didn't slide like into Zavala's legs, like he didn't take him out, like he didn't go out of the base path either, like he was straight in line with the base path. So I'm like, he can do whatever he wants in the base path. Yeah. So I just thought my main takeaway from it was, one, it sucks he's hurt because he's fun to watch. But two, like, I just thought the Whites, like, I couldn't believe they cleared benches. I was like, he didn't like run him over or do anything like dirty or go spikes up. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was an overreaction by the White Sox a little bit.
Sure.
It's like, the chain reaction where like one guy gets mad. And so like, then you have the other guy on the team that like likes to get mad. So he gets mad. And then like everybody else is out there and they're like with their teammates. And then the guy from the other team says something that pisses one guy off and everybody else is mad.
That's one of those, like, the bullpens are running in and the bullpens are probably saying to each other, like, what's going on? Like, why are we pissed? Like,
why is everybody mad?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about injuries all day, but Adam Duvall is the best player on the planet. That really stinks.
Yeah.
He's playing center field for the Red Sox. Sneaky, really, really, really good outfielder. Also has been raking and then tries to make a play. Broken wrist. Now he's out for however long. Stinks.
I didn't see the play. How did he do it? Was it like a diving play, like coming in?
Yeah.
He caught the wrist underneath. Yeah.
Got caught. Yeah.
That sucks. Because he'd been, like Ian said, he had been raking to start the year.
Bro, he's like slugging 1,000.
Yeah.
Like slugging.
So many homers.
Yeah, that's how I knew. I saw that tweet. It was like, no, not OPS, slugging. Like, he is literally unbelievable.
Dude, ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
all over the place too. Yeah, that stinks. Early season injuries like this, any injuries stinks.
Tom's a sicko and said he's happy because now the Yankees have a better chance of beating the Red Sox. Ugh.
You're sick, Tom.
Disgusting, Tom.
Not
You're
worried
sick
about the Red Sox. I feel
oh
bad.
my God, he doesn't even care because he's not worried about them.
Jeez. The Rays are undefeated still.
It's
Are
insane.
you worried about the Rays? Tom, you worried about the Rays? Seems like you might be worried about the Rays.
I saw a tweet though, and this is tough because Zach's on the call, and I don't want to besmirch the great Go Tigers, but their early season schedule has been a little bit soft. They won 1-0 last night, but yeah, I mean they had the best run differential. Did you guys see Passan's tweet since 1884? Which was the first season pitchers were allowed to throw overhand. So, I mean, you got to be like a little bit impressed.
What's hilarious?
I'm not talking about the schedules here. Baseball.
But I'll give it to Tom. They played the Tigers for 3, Nats for 3, A's for 3, and now they're playing the Red Sox.
Yeah, but
they haven't given up a run in 4 games. 1-0, 11-0, 11-0.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Wait, but can I say something? It is so difficult. I don't care how good the team is or how bad the other team is. It is so difficult to sweep a big league series.
Oh, yeah.
It is so hard to win 3 in a row against one team. And the fact that they've done that 3 straight times is pretty impressive.
Because it takes one starting pitcher on any of those teams to just have it that day and go 7 shutty. And then all of a sudden,
or one of your guys to not have it. And you're down 5-0 in the third. And then you're grinding back into it. Like, it's just, it's pretty impressive what they've done and how they've been able to start.
So, Tom, yes, you are a little worried about the Rays.
Yeah, can you just admit that you're nervous about the Rays?
Sure. I mean, yeah, you got to be. I mean, they're a great team. It's also, I will say, it's like April. What is it? April 11th? April. I don't even know what date it is.
Yeah,
it's some date early.
11 games.
Yeah. So let's play another 150 games and see where we stand.
And you have your king pitching tonight, Garrett Cole, who has started the season on fire.
I like where you're at with the wait and see. But
But that's so baseball. I mean, that's like, like there's always teams every year. I'm not going to name any teams, but there's always teams every year that start like 3-4 games over 500. And they're like, oh, like they might be frisky this year. And then the end of the season comes, it's like, oh, they're 62 and 100. Like,
yeah, but if you
is
remember
planned.
back, if you remember back to last year, the Yankees started hot, and everybody's like, they're going to win 125 games. It's going to be the best team ever. And now it's like, just wait and see how everything pans out. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Hey, that could be your future team, Ian. Take it easy.
Can I talk to you guys about Bruce Bolts real quick?
Of course.
Please.
Just officially released on Monday.
Sick.
Chicago flag inspiration. Been rocking these in the Wagos. These are game used. Ever seen it?
Will you sign them and send them to me?
Yes.
Well, you
I
just
would
threw
love
them
to.
away, so now they're just gone.
I don't know if you guys know this, but they're made with 100% real Cabretta leather.
Ooh,
They
it's my
last-
favorite kind of leather.
It's your favorite kind.
That
They
is,
last
yep.
forever. They fit really well. They are durable, and I absolutely love them. Harrison Bader come back soon for the Yanks. Wears them. Brendan Nimmo, Lars Nootbaar. BruceBolt.us. BruceBolt.us. I have 2 pairs out now, white and baby blue palm on the new baby blues. They're out now. Go get yourself a pair. BruceBolt.us.
Woo.
Thank you for your excitement. Zach, we need to get you in some Bruce Bolts. Can we talk about what else is going on in the baseball world? You know what's tough? You know what's tough?
What's that?
Do you see Shohei's opposite field homer?
Bro,
Do you see that?
it was a ball in.
Ball in, and he hit it out the other way.
Yeah,
And I was going, how
And he-
did he do it? But the tweets that are, it's tough. Tough to see the tweets where it's like, would you believe that this game was 5-0 Angels in the 5th, and then it's like 7-7, or it's like just win a couple of those in a row, and it's tough.
The Angels are kind of like trying to think of who to compare. Like they're like a football team. Like they got a great offense, but the defense isn't great. Like they're going to play in some shootouts this year. Like the Angels are going to have a lot of like 10-9 games, I feel like.
It's just so tough when you see those tweets. It's like, especially because I just, in being in the central time zone most of the time, don't like watch a lot of Angels baseball. You kind of like see the highlights late, or see it the next day when it's like Shohei and Trout both homered, and it's like a 7-0 game, and then then it's like 2 a.m. and they're like, hey, 7-7 now. We're going into the 12th. What happened?
It's just mayhem.
Trout hit a couple.
Yeah.
Zach,
Stupid. Yes.
you told me to remind you to tell us a story.
Yes. So yesterday, my brother's playing a midweek game against UConn. He gets a base hit up middle. They're down, I think, like 6 runs at this point. It's like the 8th inning.
Where does he go?
He's Central Connecticut.
That's right.
Gets a base hit up the middle, hits it hard. And all of a sudden, like you can see it on video, they call time, whatever. My brother's standing on first, and they're like, what are you doing? Their head coach, comes out and asks them to measure the pine tar on the bat.
No.
Swear to God. They lay it down in front of the plate, and the ump's just like, bro, like, it's all good. What are we doing?
What is this, 1984?
Yeah. And
That's one of those, if you're going to do that, you got to be 100%
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you look like such a dick.
Right. Like, what? Isn't it like proven that like pine tar does nothing if you hit it? Like, what?
I don't like it doesn't like help if you hit
Yeah,
the ball
what
with
do-
pine tar, right?
Yeah. So like, there's a funny, like the video, like they show the umpire literally laying the bat down in front of the plate, and they pick it up. Coach, and just like, yep, he's on first. It's a hit. It's like, what? It's a midweek game. You're up 8-2.
Did your
What-
brother lose it at all? Was he like,
I mean, no, he had some funny, group message texts after.
because
the
I feel like you would lose it.
I mean, if you're losing 8-2, it's kind of tough. But I think if I hit a homer, next day.
It's one of, if you hit a homer your next day,
Yeah.
you're doing something. Like
Yeah.
you're doing
have
something
to.
towards the dugout.
You have to.
Yeah.
But like, what are we doing?
It's just not it.
You know, it must be on their high
trying
horse,
too hard
you
out
know?
there. That's just trying way too hard.
Yeah, you know, UConn must be on their high horse. You just win a national championship in basketball. You know, baseball thinks that they're in that same realm. Like, come on, what do we got?
Sometimes you just got to let the boys play. And like,
Yeah.
also, if they're winning A2, UConn's winning A2.
Yes, bro, they're
Yeah,
winning in the
they're
eighth inning,
winning the
seventh
game.
inning.
Like, if you're winning A2 in the 8th inning, why
Like,
don't you just
who
let the
cares?
boys play? Let the
Yeah.
boys
You know,
play.
You know,
It's not
like,
that big of a deal.
what?
Ian, I feel like the Cubs have stayed out of the headlines time clock wise. You guys been doing pretty good with the pitch clock? Because I've been seeing a lot of posts from other teams, but I don't think I've seen the Cubs struggling with it too much.
Yeah, no, early we had a couple pitcher violations, Justin Steele had a couple in his first outing. Bistro had one, but not bad, not big moments, nothing like too serious. And we're in a pretty good rhythm right now. We're in a pretty good rhythm. You know what we struggled with? Can I tell you what we did struggle with?
What's that?
We had 2 national TV games back to back. Okay, we had Apple TV, then we had Fox. And when you have a national TV game, the inning break goes from like 2:15 to like 2:45. I think maybe 2:45, maybe 2:30. I think it's 2:45. So you have now more time. You have more time. So everybody just has to chill out in between innings, okay? You take a couple extra drinks of water, maybe go to the bathroom, maybe do a lap around the dugout before you go out. But everybody's so antsy about the pitch clock and not getting something called that they're sprinting out right away. And so the pitcher would get through his warm-ups and there'd be a minute left on the clock.
And just stand there.
And just stand there.
The
Because they
standing
won't
there just
start
waiting.
they won't start the game until it gets to at least 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Because of the broadcast. So we got like multiple times, like almost every inning, where the pitcher is standing there for 30 seconds before they can even throw a pitch. So like the fans in the stadium are just like looking around, the umpire standing in front of home plate, not letting the action start.
Yeah. And of course the umps are probably like the ones like getting booed for, and it's like, hey man, it's not up to me.
Yeah. And like as the pitcher, I get that you don't want to run it right up to the clock because you don't want to get a ball called on you, but at the same time, like you don't want to stand out there for 30 seconds before you throw your first pitch of the inning.
Yeah.
So we really struggle with that for back-to-back games.
But I
Dakota,
feel like
know
you
how-
could literally just wait like an extra 15, 20 seconds in the dugout before you go out there, right?
I mean, yeah,
Like-
you just look at the clock, but it's everyone who gets antsy. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't run out on the field until the clock got to like 1:45. But like if you're a pitcher, you just like look at the clock until
Yeah.
Also, I think the relievers, it's taking a minute for guys to get, because the clock doesn't start till they get to the cut or whatever, and so
Yeah.
some guys are coming in and like there's still 20 or 30 seconds on the thing. So like if you're a reliever, especially if the national broadcast and there's more time, like you really got to pay attention to it so you're not standing there for too long, especially if you're hyped up and it's a big moment. And like you get through warm up pitches and you're ready to go, and they're like, all right, hold off for 30 seconds. Like it really, the adrenaline and everything really gets pulled down.
For sure.
That's what in Omaha, it's a pretty long run for the
Yeah, it
pitcher
is.
from dead center.
Yeah.
And whenever we had a new pitcher, I would literally wait until he got to the infield. I would just stay in the dugout. I'm like, yo, it's too windy, it's too cold out there. I'm staying in this dugout until we have a minute and 30.
I'd have to catch my breath when I got in from the Omaha.
Yeah, dude. Like, and especially now, like what you said with the clock, like you can't walk when you get to the infield, like what some guys do. It's like, hey man, you gotta go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. As a hitter too, like not getting, like there was times in spring or once or twice early in the season where the pitcher would end up with his warm-up pitches at 45 seconds, and I would just walk towards, to lead off the inning or whatever. And then you stand there for 15 seconds in the batter's box. Like it kind of throws off the routine. So I've started to really just be patient and wait until, I'll go up early at like 35 or 33 because it gives me more time to do my thing, but not too early where you're like, I'm just standing here now.
Yeah. Did you see the Manny Machado strike 3 call?
Toughy. Not supposed to be like that. It's just not supposed to be like that.
What do you mean? Who's it on? I mean, that's on Machado.
Didn't he call time with like 9?
No, he called it with like 7.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't
was-
see the full breakdown.
He
I
was
think Jimmy
like
did a
in the
breakdown.
box. Yeah, look at John Boy put out a breakdown of it, and it was a funny one. and he was like in the box with like 11, and then he like steps out for a second. He's like fixing his gloves. All of a sudden he looks up, sees the clock's at 8, and then tries to call time, and the ump's like strike 3. Like I can't, man. Like you're out. Like
But
he wasn't even
also,
close.
I don't know if the umpire was saying like, hey, like clock, but like I hope someone was trying to help.
That's what I agree. Like like just like give a heads up. Like if you see he's still standing there like 1 foot out of the box with 10 seconds on the clock, you're like, hey man, you're not gonna make this clock. Like use your time or get in the box. Like I have to call it.
A veteran player told me from another team told me a good one that he did where he got in the box and told the umpire, if the clock gets to 8 seconds, call my time.
Can you do that?
He's a veteran player, been around a long time.
But you know what I
But he
mean? Like,
basically-
can you
He basically said like hey, I'm struggling with this. Like if that thing gets to 8 seconds, just burn my timeout. And so this was in spring training. And he was like getting ready to go, whatever, and here, time. And he goes, "Oh, what happened?" He's like, "That's your time." He was like, "Oh, thank you. Thank God." But like there, I think that like if you want to burn your time out like that.
I think I've came around. I kind of feel bad for the hitters sometimes now. Like, did you see like the Logan Webb, Tim Anderson situation?
Yeah.
Like if pitchers are trying to like manipulate it to get you when like you're not looking, like I'm kind of with you now on the hitter side of like, that's kind of BS. Like you can't, like they're trying to like trick the hitters basically to where like, oh, like you weren't ready yet. And I like quick pitched you.
Yeah, just wait, just compete. Like just wait long enough for me to get set, and then let's have a competition. I can't bum rush you. I can't like shock you into like
Doing
can't swing at your fastball when it's in your hand. Like you have all the control. Just like wait until I'm set and let's compete.
Did you see the Tim Anderson Logan Webb breakdown?
I'm not talking to you, motherfucker.
That one was funny, dude, because he's screaming at Logan Webb and he gets thrown out. He's like, what? He's like, I'm not even talking to you. Who cares? Like, I could say whatever I want to him.
It's like, I'm talking to that motherfucker.
And then he tweeted at him after the game, like, big head ass. Oh, that was a funny one.
Yeah, the tough one is like there's been a few where so you have to be like they can't pitch before you're looking up at 9. And like there's a bunch where like you pick your head up and the guy's already set and you're just like, what timeout? What do we got? And like there was a few in our series where the umpire would be really on top of it. It's like he would call it first, or like, all right, hey, it's a warning. And then like 2 pitches later, he'd do it again. And our hitter's like, what can you call it again? Like, can you call a ball here? Like, I'm not even looking, this guy's starting.
And I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like also as a pitcher, if I'm looking in and I get my sign at 13 seconds, like what do? Just stand there and wait for you? Like, like I'm not saying I am gonna throw the ball, but I can come set and then like wait for you to look, right? Like I feel like that's okay.
Like you can't be set ready to go until we're ready. Yeah, until we're ready to hit.
That's crazy.
But that's the hard part of it is like if the hitters had unlimited times, I would say, yeah, I mean, I'll just call time. But when you only have one, like for that guy to be like even moving before I'm looking, like because it throws off the whole rhythm of the at bat. And like I'm gonna be looking up with 8, 9, 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds to throw the pitch. We're fine.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost the pitchers are doing it. Some are doing it kind of to manipulate it, but some also like that's just their routine. Like they look in, they get the sign, they're like, all right, time to throw the pitch.
Yes.
Like they don't wait. Like they're not even thinking of it.
I think there's definitely guys that like it's just natural for them to get the thing in.
Yeah.
It's tough too because with the pitch clock or the pitch calm, like you get as soon as you throw the pitch and you throw it back, the catcher's already calling. Like so you have it before you even get on the mound for the most part. Especially with nobody on, like you can just keep going and going and going. Where, I mean, it's great for the pace of the game, but hitters, you can't take a breath.
Yeah, for sure.
No, and even on that 15 clock, like I had a good at bat against Castillo yesterday, and there's still times, man, where it's just like foul ball off, and you're like, I had my routine didn't take long, but I would undo my batting gloves, and I would take a breath, like looking at the bat before. I've just found myself like not taking that breath and like having to do it more like out front and find a new place for it, my routine. But like it's interesting just how that 15 is so fast.
Maybe that's the key though, because you rake.
True.
One quick thing, I did see a tweet from somebody last night. It's like, wow, it's 12:30 a.m. on the East Coast right now, and all of the West Coast games are done. Like the pitch clock, because usually like you can catch the back end like 7, 8, 9 of an Angels or whoever game, and you're like, oh, dope. Like I'm gonna fall asleep to this. Now it's just like, now what? What am I gonna do?
I have one more. I want to talk about SeatGeek really quick, but I do have another pitch clock. I have another pitch clock thing that's a little bit funny. SeatGeek, ticketing app that makes buying tickets super easy. Over 28 million downloads. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. More than 70,000 events every single day on SeatGeek. 70,000 a day? A day? Including sports, concerts, festivals, and more. So try to wrap your head around 70,000 events in one day.
Yeah.
They're always
Bananas.
but I can't conceptualize that. Always want to make sure that you're getting a good deal. So when you're on the app, look for the green dots. Green means good. $20 off your first purchase, promo code compound. Click the link in the description to download the app. Compound, $20 off first SeatGeek order. 70,000 events every single day, somehow, some way. I'm in left field, right? I'm at Wrigley. Games are flying at Wrigley. We got games 2 hours, 20 minutes. I think we played it. Maybe we might have played a sub 2 or close to it. We're flying. I start the left field bleachers start going, get rid of the pitch clock. It was a Friday. It was a Friday game. And they go, get rid of the pitch clock. What am I going to do? Go back to work after this? I'm trying to enjoy my Friday.
Well, that's like what Tom said when he went to the game and he went to get like a hot dog, and he's all of a sudden it's 3 innings later before he even gets back to his seat. He's like, just slow down a little bit. Like, I get it, but just a little bit.
I think the experience, the viewing experience on TV is probably like far superior, but the in-game experience is probably a hair rushed.
I was thinking about that yesterday. It's definitely better to watch, like you said, at home, sitting on your couch. But in the stadium, like you don't care how long the game takes. Like you don't want a slow-paced game where it's like nothing's happening, but like you don't want to feel like, it's already the 8th inning. Like, man, I feel like the game just started. So it's it's definitely a good thing, but it's the fine line.
Yeah, on that Friday we played a 2 hour and 17-minute game. It was 2-0 Cubbies, and that it was really cracking me up. Some of the stuff coming from the bleachers, but the diehard Cubs fans that go to 80, 75, 80 games a year and are always there. They do, it is quicker. It is less time to like be with their friends and hang out and do stuff, and some of that's real.
I'll tell you, last night we watched the Yankee game in the office, and granted it was a 6:10 start in Cleveland, but that game was over at 8:50. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what to do with my night. Like this is my nighttime activity. I watch the Yankees, and when they're done before 9 o'clock Eastern, it's like, what do I do now?
We played a 2 hour and 38-minute game yesterday, and that was 10 innings.
That's crazy.
How long did that feel like?
That one, it was moving. It was moving pretty good. The one that felt long, we played like a 250 something.
Yeah.
Ugh, miserable.
And it was like, whoa, this is really dragging.
Just think anything sub 3 used to be like fantastic. Like,
even in the minor
leagues, it was only 245 today.
In the minor leagues, we're like, dude, we were flying. We had 257, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we had one the other day in Omaha.
We played a 10-3 game that was 255, and I was like,
that's right. In Omaha the other day, we had one where like it was kind of like a high scoring back and forth game, and we were just like, oh my God, it's the longest game ever. And it was under 250. And we're just like,
crazy.
What the fuck? Great.
It's awesome. I love it.
What else do we got? What's your hottest baseball take right now?
The Rays are going to go 162-0.
That seems accurate.
I I don't really have a hot take.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
Tom
really
said,
think
it's only
so.
11 games in the season. Like,
Yeah.
teams start out good, teams start out bad. Like,
Cubbies may make a run. Could that be an early hot take in April, middle of April?
Cubbies are playing good ball. Cubbies are playing good ball.
Cubbies got some pieces.
We got Saya coming back soon, sometime. Saya's coming back, and Pusey's coming back.
yeah, Saya played in Iowa the other day. Hello?
Saya did. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
Saya
like,
played.
did you hear me?
I froze. Saya played in Iowa. I think he played a couple games. He DH'd one. He's close. He's close
We'll say
to.
though, shout out our guy JY. Pinch hit for Saya after he got his 3 at bats. JY came in. Homer.
Ooh,
Dude, I saw
See
you
you,
at a homer
ball.
like 111 Oppo.
And I texted JY, I go, good thing we got that Saya guy out of the way so you could get in there and hit a homer, huh? Like, who's this Saya Suzuki hitting instead of
111
you?
Oppo.
Crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, 111 Oppo.
He's got juice, man.
Oh yeah.
He's got a pretty swing too. I love watching JY swing. I love lefty. Lefty swings are always like prettier than righty swings. So that's just how it is. No offense, Zach. Or Ian half the time.
Can we get the people the screen time?
Oh man, my
I'm
prime
telling
is gonna
you,
be high.
Dude, I've been trying to figure out my screen. I don't know what's happening.
No, listen. Oh,
Dude,
good, bro.
get a new
I don't
phone.
know. I don't know why it doesn't work.
You're ruining the podcast.
I am
Wow.
literally
Wow.
I agree.
Wow.
I feel bad
Wow.
for Sloan. I'd like to formally apologize to Sloan because I don't know what's going on. It literally like just doesn't track my screen time. I've turned
Sloan's
it off.
the
I've
world's
turned it back
leading
on.
manufacturer of commercial plumbing systems. I had a chant in left field yesterday that was flush-o-meter. And I loved it.
Tell you what, my screen time is going to be a little high. We had a nice 11-hour bus ride back from Omaha through the night.
Woof.
Company is at the forefront of the green building movement and provides smart, sustainable, and hygienic restroom solutions by manufacturing water-efficient products, including flush-o-meters, faucets, sinks, soap dispensers, and fixtures for commercial, industrial, and institutional markets worldwide. Sloan.com to learn more. What are we
Real
going? Are we going with yesterday's screen time? Is that the play here?
Yes, but real quick, Zach, you guys bus to Omaha?
Yeah, we had on the way back. We did. It's so
You
much
guys
better.
got cutbacks?
Huh?
You guys saving money? Like, that's like a 10-hour
Dude.
bus ride.
Awesome. We had 2 sleeper buses. Sleep through the night.
Nah, I'd much rather fly.
No way, because then you get your off day.
Nah,
Played golf
that's too,
yesterday.
that's too long of a flight, or that's too long of a bus ride for me.
Dude, we get back at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's great.
I usually love bus rides, but once you like, what was it time wise?
It was like 10 hours. But again,
anything
we-
over
we-
8 for me is where I start to get like miserable.
That's the number, Dakota. 8. 8's the number. You can't spend more than 8 hours in a car. After that,
Those last 2, I'm like ready to kill everybody on the bus. I'm like, shut up.
you get a bed though.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't.
I
know.
would much rather do that than sit
I get having the
middle
off day
seat.
because you were able to golf, but let's get to the
Middle
screen time.
seat.
Sorry, I got distracted. Sorry.
in a Southwest flight at 6 a.m.
Zach, screen time.
8:50.
Oh!
Holy 850 presented by Sloan. That makes me sick.
If I had
Through
to
the night.
predict mine, I'm gonna give an estimate of mine 5:13.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
gonna
estimate
try to
yours
figure
at
out-
1040.
I'm gonna do some research, try to figure out what's happening with my screen time, but it just doesn't work now. I don't know.
Tom,
418.
that's a really good day, Tom, but I got
Nice,
you at
Tom.
359.
Tom, that's a great day.
359. Pretty good.
Felt good about 418. Feel like that's the result I wanted. Didn't get the outcome we were hoping for. We'll be back next week.
That's kind. Well, Ian also, for work, doesn't have his phone near him. Like he can't look at his
True.
phone for like 4 hours of the day minimum.
Hey, stick
So
with the
he's cheating a
process, Tom. Stick with the process. You'll get there. Hey, babe. That's episode 154 of the Compound Podcast presented by Parlay Rum. Go to Benny's. Go to Total Wine. Go to your local watering hole and ask them about Parlay. When I say Parlay, you say Rum. Parlay.
Rum.
Rum.
I win.
See you next week.